respected Professor Anirudh Joshi, our worthy principal Dr. Ajay Sharma, Dean Sciences Dr. Sajeev Soni, my fellow colleagues from various institutions, and my dear students. On the behalf of Bosons, the Physics Club, I, Dr. Samandeep Sharma, extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Today, we have all gathered here for the 6th National Conference on Recent Advances in Material Sciences, that is RAMS 2024. This conference aims to provide a platform to the theorist and experimentalist to exchange their new ideas and explore emerging arenas in the field of material sciences. I would now like to invite our worthy principal sir, Dr. Ajay Sharma, and HOD, Dr. Neelu Mahajan, to kindly come on the stage and extend a green welcome to our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Jatinder Kaur Arora.
सर थोड़ा सर समझे
Now I request Principal Sir and Dr. Neelu Mahajan to kindly present a green welcome to our esteemed section speakers for the next technical sessions. Dr. Mukesh Kumar, please. Dr. Bipin Kumar, please. Now I request Dr. Ajay Sharma and Dr. Neelu to extend a green welcome to our very respected Professor Anirudh Joshi. Now I request Dr. Neelu to kindly present a green welcome to our respected Dr. Soni, please. Our Principal Sir, please. And now to our respected Dean Sciences, Professor Soni. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir. I would now like to invite our worthy principal, Dr. Ajay Sharma, to kindly come on the dais and formally inaugurate the event by saying a few words. Dr. Sharma, please.
Welcome to Dr. Jatinder Kaur, all other speakers of today. SD College Chandigarh, as you are aware of, is NAC A plus institution in the fourth cycle. It's a rare institution which has completed actually the fourth cycle of the accreditation. Recently, we have ranked as 70 all India by NIRF. And if we talk about the different agencies like India Today or Outlook, Week, and others, in this region we are almost ranked at number one in commerce and management. And in the city beautiful, our science departments are also ranked as a number one. Physics department in particular is one of our main departments, having research center, MSc Physics, and department which is actively engaged in providing education beyond classrooms. I think it is fourth conference probably I am attending. Every year they are having the conference, and we are learning every year. Yesterday also we are having the 2 days program of the Open Bazaar organized by IIC. Dr. Vikram Sagar from the physics department was holding it, and it was also a very good program. Hopefully today we all will be gaining a lot. Recent advances in material sciences is a topic which is very core to all of us. From the last 2-3 years when I was holding the different interviews, I just came to know about the number of things in physics which recently it is happening because all experts are asking. And looking towards the answers received, sometimes you feel disappointed. Why I am saying so is even after not from the sciences stream, sometimes you feel you know more than the person who is appearing in the interview of a particular subject, and it become very a position when you feel that our um, parents are actually not updating yours themselves. So I always believe such type of seminars are in a position to give you a knowledge beyond prescribed curriculum, and that's something which become um, core of your future research also. So I congratulate the organizers, and I'm thankful to all the persons who have spared the time of their busy schedule to enlighten all of us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. We are truly grateful to you for not only steering our college to new heights every day, but also for being ever supportive for all of us. I would now like to invite on stage Dr. Neelu Mahajan, the head of our department, to kindly present a brief introduction of our department to the audience.
Good morning to all. It's a matter of a great pleasure that Bosone's Club, Postgraduate Department of Physics, GGDST College, is organizing 6th National Conference on Material Sciences, RAMS 2024, sponsored by Department of Science and Technology and Renewable Energy, Chandigarh. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Professor Anirudh Joshi, General Secretary, GGDST Society, Principal Dr. Ajay Sharma, and Dean Sciences, Dr. Sanjeev Soni, for their consistent encouragement and support. I am also delighted to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Jitinder Kumar Kaur Arora, former Executive Director, Punjab State Council of Science and Technology. I would also extend a warm welcome to the eminent speakers, Dr. Vipin Kumar Gupta from CSIR NPL Delhi, Dr. Mukesh Kumar from IIT Ropar, and Professor Yashindra Chandra Dwivedi from NIT Kurukshetra. I would like to take the opportunity to provide a brief synopsis of our department. The Department of Physics was incepted in 1979, and we are offering BSc Honor Physics, MSc Physics, and PhD. With the status of, and it has been conferred with the status of Research Center by Punjab University in 2017. We have 8 faculty members and 2 supporting staff members in the department, and the faculty members have received research grants from UGC, CSIR, and DBT Builder Scheme and DST SCRB. We have 8 research scholars in our department which are pursuing their research within the department. Frontier areas of research are material sciences, high energy physics, plasma physics, and non-linear optics. On the behalf of the organizing committee, RAMS 2024, I welcome each one of you for this conference. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We are delighted to have with us our guest of honor for the day, Dr. Jitinder Kaur Arora, former Executive Director, Punjab State Council for State Science and Technology. Dr. Jitinder Kaur Arora is the recipient of National Award for Women's Development through Application of Science and Technology by Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. The Government of Punjab has awarded her with the Punjab Sarkar Praman Patra for exemplary service in the field of science and technology. She has also been honored with the Great Women Award by Indian Television Academy. During her illustrious career, Dr. Arora has held various reputed key positions and offices, such as Executive Director of Punjab State Council for Science and Technology and Member Secretary of Punjab Biodiversity Board. She has spearheaded development of State Action Plan on Climate Change 2.0 of Punjab. Also, she has steered technology transfer for cleaner production of more than 1500 MSMEs of Punjab and other states of the country. In her professional career spanning more than 35 years, she has steered large number of initiatives and contributed immensely towards policy planning and infrastructure development for the growth of science and technology and innovation ecosystem. We are truly delighted to have a person of your caliber with us today, ma'am. Now I would hand over the dais to Dr. Arora to kindly deliver the keynote address for the event. Dr. Arora, please.
It's a pleasure to be with all of you today. I'm glad to learn that year after year the college is organizing this conference on material sciences. Uh, in fact, before coming here, we were having a general conversation in the office of Dr. Sharma, and he was sharing that the college has 6 research centers, which includes research centers in all of your sciences departments. I was thinking, wow, kudos to this college because last couple of years, the nationwide consultations, brainstormings that we had, one to draft the National Science, Technology and Innovation Policy, and two, to set up the Anusandhan Research, National Research Foundation. Uh, One aspect wherein there was a kind of unanimity was that earlier Government of India's focus in terms of funding for sciences has been to fund the national institutions. But now, whereas the human resource in terms of student strength is more in universities and colleges, so there was a unanimous agreement that from now onwards the focus has to be also to fund the universities and institutions for research. And let me share with you that one of the major focus of Anusandhan National Research Foundation is to precisely do that. So I think the colleges like yours, Dr. Sharma, uh, is kind of very rightly placed. It really fits the bill very well. So my appeal to the faculty members here, and I was also happy to learn that besides offering the graduation, post graduation, the college is also offering doctorate program. Kindly do explore what are the funding options available, especially today when we are talking of material sciences. You know, at the highest level, science and technology is being given a push. The National Research Foundation that I shared with you, which has been recently set up, last month the meeting of its governing body was chaired by none other than the Prime Minister of the country. And he specifically mentioned that material sciences is a key pivot of growth if we have to be Viksit Bharat by 2047. And he also gave one specific example, which was of the lab-grown diamonds, uh, which can really bring in revenues. So keep a look at what's happening across the country, which is happening across the globe in this area. I can share with you, as it was being shared that I steered the development of state action plan on climate change 2.0. So I have really deep dived into the subject of climate change. And I can tell you, I'm sure many of you would be aware that all the countries who are signatory to UN framework on climate change, UNFCCC in short it's called, UN's framework on climate change convention, they are required to make it public that what will their targets be to meet with the challenge of climate change. So India also has announced its targets, which are called nationally determined contributions, NDCs in short they are called. And uh, I can share with you that one of the very important target which relates to all of you being the students and researchers, faculty of physics and talking of material sciences today is that India has committed that by 2030, whatever the electricity generation that is happening in the country, 50% of that will happen from renewable resources. And we will be having 500 gigawatt of installed capacity of from non-fossil fuel resources. What does that mean? Which means that uh, there will have to be much more focus on solar, much more focus on wind energy, wherein you all know. I'm sure we have the expert from NPL, which is working in a big way on green hydrogen, solar cells, what all material. And let me tell you, India has been able to give this commitment only because of our technological advancements in the field of renewable energy, and specifically in the field of technological advancements in material sciences. So do have a look at that, what all is happening and where all. Dr. Sharma, we were talking in the morning, you rightly said that CSR plays a big role as far as pooling the financial resources of any organization is concerned. Even India as a country is presently we are our research expenditure is much lesser, only about 0.7% of our GDP. But our target is to reach at about 2%, and our target is also to bring in 50% of this expenditure from the private sector. So when you talk of renewable energy, almost everything which is happening in this country in renewable energy sector, it's private sector's participation. Lot of funding flowing in from it's a sector totally taken over by private sector. Similarly, other let me talk to you from a very relevant perspective of the state. Give you an example. All of you would be aware that paddy straw burning is a major challenge in Punjab, Haryana, this region. So in Punjab, my own organization, Punjab Science and Technology Council, demonstrated first of its kind, technology know-how for briquetting and pelletization of paddy straw. Uh, I don't know if you are aware that when I say briquetting and pelletization, you can prepare briquettes and pellets for use as fuel from any biomass with ease but paddy straw, because paddy straw is a very peculiar characteristics. Because had these not been there, you would not see these news highlights of burning of paddy straw. It would have been put to various uses, but it has specific traits like high silica content, low specific gravity, and so on and so forth. So that's why the challenges. But we succeeded in fine tuning, in bringing in field technology for briquetting and pelletization, and again with private sector participation. Now, once it was demonstrated, we were facing challenges in field because, as I said, silica content is very high, which meant that the machinery's wear and tear was very high. So we collaborated with the ARCI, which is Advanced Research Institute for Powder Metallurgy and Advanced Materials in Hyderabad, and they have developed specialized coatings for all the components of that machinery which are wearable, piston, ram, and so on and so forth, which increase the life cycle of machinery. So I'm just sharing with you the way material sciences can make difference. The very first hand experience, which has now helped many private sector investors to come in this market. About 14 pelletization units based on paddy straw are already operating in Punjab. Another 14-15 are in pipeline. I was telling while coming here that I'm hardcore optimist. So in maybe 2 years, max 3 years, you won't even hear this problem of paddy straw burning. Because there are other factors also. You name the technological intervention that's possible. Punjab is working on that. So having said that, again bringing to you, very relevant examples of what all is possible with all of you being here in Chandigarh. We have Punjab, in Punjab, Ludhiana and Jalandhar, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਗੜ ਹੈ ਪੂਰਾ textile ਦਾ, all of you know. They are the hub of textile sector, and you would recall that in COVID, during COVID, more than 100 of our units, textile units, had actually shifted to technical textile and started making PPE kits. We are producing about more than 5 lakh kits a day. So that's the capacity. So these are the units which are really wanting the applications, they're really wanting the support of all of you in terms of material science advancements. They're looking for various options for technical textiles, which is totally a business of material sciences. They're looking for, venture into, geotextile, the sports. Again, the sports sector, Jalandhar, we have a very strong cluster. I don't know if all of you know, 80% of sports goods that are manufactured in country, they are going from our sports cluster, 80%. Similarly, bicycle. 75% of total bicycle production that happens in India, 75% of that is happening in Punjab. And when we talked very closely, again, you heard, while somebody was introducing me, that in last 3-4 years, I'm not talking of historical figures, in the last 3-4 years, we gave technological support to more than 1,500 MSME. I had a very sound team which was talking day in and day out to industry, and this was the technological support for cleaner production. But talking from your angle of material sciences, while we were talking to bicycle industry, a very uh, you know mm, unaddressed pain point that they have, they are looking for lightweight materials, and none other than the experts who are present here, the faculty, the students, and CSR funding, industrial funding, there won't be any dearth of that. If you pick up these real-time examples happening, requirements of your very own state. You being the students of physics, please don't ever think that this is maybe only a basic sciences and what all is possible. Let me share with you. I did my doctorate in microbiology, and till bachelor's I was studying botany, zoology, chemistry, which were the basic sciences. And this was a question always in my head कि ये जो हम इतने रट्टे मार लेते हैं बॉटनी के नामों की क्या काम आने वाले हैं. So since this question was so profound that how will I make any difference? How can I contribute? This question was so profound in my head, that I was shown ways. If you will have that question prominent in your heads, let me tell you, universe will show you the way how you can contribute. And I feel very proud. The way we've been able to, contribute to the growth of industry through technological support, through the growth of science, technology, innovation ecosystem in Punjab. I was just sharing with all of us when we were coming to this, this hall before this, that Punjab is the only state which has been able to bring North Region Science Technology Cluster from the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India. Everywhere these are city clusters. You have in Pune, you have in Delhi, city clusters. But this one is the North Region. And I know that there are limitations. I know things are not moving so fast the way they could. I know there are people are not talking to each other and working in silos. I know the doctorate students are not thinking that my thesis is of that level, which can actually make any difference. But let me share with you that those who want to make difference are not leaving any stone unturned. Please connect with Punjab University. You have an expert from IIT Ropar. IIT Ropar is the other institute which is leading Science and North Region Science and Technology Cluster. Please connect with them and see where you can plug into this circuit. Please talk to, you have an eminent expert from NPL, if I recollect correctly, They are working on various applications like inks in security, ink in the passport, in the currency, the again material science applications. Please try to understand what all is happening and wherein you all can plug in. And again, Dr. Sharma and very active General Secretary also of the society we have, and Dr. Soni, kudos to all of you, your vision that you have research centers in the areas of sciences. Of course, GGDST everybody knows as hub of commerce and economics, but I am so glad to know that you are promoting research in a big way in science disciplines. I think if you look at the pain points of your own state, I think funding will not be an obstacle to stand in your way. Very, very happy once again to be here. I wish I could stay here all day because, as they say, material sciences is an outgrowth of both physics and chemistry, wherein the whole periodic table is your grocery store and the laws of physics are your cookbook, which means you would be creating magic during this national conference that you've all planned. The applications, I would have loved to be here and listen to those. Because of some other engagements, won't be here, won't be able to stay longer. But Dr. Neelu, I would like to take the updates from you in terms of the recommendations, the outcomes that came from the conference. Thank you. Wish you all happy creating.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arora, for bringing up such significant insights through your talk. Persons like you are surely a source of great inspiration for all of us. I would now like to request Dr. Neelu Mahajan, Dr. Ajay Sharma, and respected Professor Joshi to kindly present a token of gratitude to our esteemed guest, Dr. Arora. And Dr. Soni also please kindly join along for felicitating our guest.
Excuse me.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite our visionary, Professor Anirudh Joshi, to kindly enlighten the audience and address them for a few minutes.
Esteemed Dr. Arora, Dr. Ajay Sharma, learned scientists. Those of you who don't know me, may I tell you, I'm a man from Sanskrit. I taught Sanskrit for nearly 4 decades in PU. Physics is an interesting subject. But the frightening part of physics is mathematics. When I was in school, my mathematics teacher was very cruel. So I didn't study mathematics after a certain period. Physics starts from energy. Energy is called urja in Sanskrit. There are certain Vedic mantras, prayers, which called for urja. There is a certain mantra from Rigved which says, Urjan Dehi No Vipade Chapushpade. परमात्मा से प्रार्थना की गई है कि हम जो अन्न खाएं वो हमें ऊर्जा देने वाला। As far as physics is concerned, particularly materials physics, it starts from our kitchen. My grandmother, my mother died very early. My grandmother used to tell us, don't drink your milk from a copper glass. There must be something. I am from a village background. In most of the villages, these were earthen pots, मिट्टी के बर्तन थे जिसमें खाना बनता। In Sikh tradition, सर्व लोह बर्तन, सारे लोहे के बर्तन, आप गोल्डन टेम्पल में चले जाइए, वहाँ आपको पानी पीने के लिए कटोरा देंगे, वो लोहे का है, थाली देंगे लोहे की बनी। Must be something in it. Material science is not a particularly physics science. I would call it a interdisciplinary science. If you know something about metallurgy, then you will be able to know about metals. If you want to know about something about semiconductor, perhaps you also should know some chemistry. Semiconductors. Then all these plastics, polymer industries, all these which we call material law need interdisciplinary approach. So only physics won't do it. Please learn a bit of chemistry, a bit of metallurgy, and of course physics. Why do we need material science? Why do we need materials? For daily use. Any advancement will help any nation to grow faster. Friends, material science is one of very easy science from physics point of view. Composition of a material cannot be decided by what you see in it. But you have to find out what's the performance of it, what's the use of it. Only then you can know about material sciences. Challenges in the material science will not end at any moment, any day. Because new materials are coming every day. We never heard of semiconductors when we were in schools and colleges. We never heard of solar chips about 20 years back. All fossil energy that we were using was coming from the womb of the earth. Now you have a renewable energy. Solar energy is not the only renewable energy. Wind energy. Energy from the tides of the ocean. They're all new things. You have new challenges. Sometimes I felt dismayed. It is 94 years back that Dr. Raman got the Nobel Prize. No Indian after that, no Indian who was an Indian citizen born and who worked here. Dr. Hargobind Khurana and Dr. Radhakrishnan, they were then American citizens when they got the Nobel Prizes. 94 years. challenge for you young scientists. Do the work. Dr. Raman never got any grant from government. British government will never give a grant to him. Don't wait for the grants. Create your opportunities. And if any one of you can bring a Nobel Prize while I am alive, I'll be happy.
Thank you so much, sir. Always a pleasure to listen to your words. I hope the audience will also resonate with me on this. Thank you so much for joining, everyone.